QTV Nightly News coming to you live from our studios on Kaiba Avenue, and I am Jenna Basonko. Thanks for joining us here at the main news headlines. In a parliamentary oral question and answer session today, Wednesday, the Gambia's Vice President, Mohamed B.S. Jallow, took center stage addressing a wide array of questions posed by lawmakers. In addressing the prevalence of the dog Kush in the Gambia, National Assembly members tasked the government to act swiftly to address the threats posed by the deadly Kush drug. More than 1,000 students graduated from Munda Upper and Senior Secondary School at a well-attended ceremony at the school's premises in Farato. The Lower River Region Schools Modest Club organized a general membership meeting at the Soma New Lower Basic School to discuss the club's achievements, challenges and the way forward. We bring you an in-depth investigative report on the severity of deforestation in the Gambia, causing the loss of more than 53% of our forests in nearly 8 decades. Those were the main headlines, and now the news in detail. Do stay. Thank you so much for staying with us. This is QTV News and I am Jenna Basonko. In a parliamentary oral question and answer session today, Wednesday, the Gambia's Vice President, Mohamed B.S. Jallow, took center stage addressing a wide array of questions posed by lawmakers. Aliu Cisse has the rest of that story.
The session, which was marked by intense debate and scrutiny, saw the Vice President clarifying the government's stance on critical issues ranging from the sale of former President Jammeh's assets, the state of the Vice President's residence in Fajara, the state of preparedness of the NDMA to respond to potential floods, and the procurement of OIC vehicles, among others. Fonyi Bintang member Bakari Kebaji asked the Vice President why he did not reside at the Vice President's residence in Fajara, to which VP Jallow replied that the residence is under renovation and announced that he will relocate there by the end of this month. When questioned by Almami Jiba of Fonyi Councillor about the sale of former President Jammeh's assets, VP Jallow informed lawmakers that his office is working with the Minister of Justice to provide a detailed report.
Honourable Speaker, I wish to inform this August Assembly that my office is working in consultation with the Minister of Justice to put forward a comprehensive report as it relates to the sales of the former President Jammeh's assets during and after the sittings of the Commission. On the issue of whether the government is considering an inquiry into the matter, I wish to state that the government is not contemplating any such action for now.
This was the VP's response when Yaya Menteng Sanyang of Latrikunda Sabiji sought clarification on the difference between a special presidential advisor and a presidential advisor.
Honourable Speaker, I wish to inform this August Assembly that special presidential advisors perform many duties and act as personal confidant to His Excellency the President and also advise the President on technical and administrative matters, whilst presidential advisors perform specific duties.
VP Jallow also responded to Suleiman Jammeh of Bundukakunda constituency on the level of preparedness of NDMA in terms of measures they are implementing in the event of floods in Bundung, Talending and Nemakonko during the rainy season.
Honourable Speaker, like I said, they have visited and they have submitted a report to me. And as you are aware, I have just returned from the pilgrimage last week, and since then I'm with you most of the time. But they have also presented a budget, which we are working on to make sure that they implement.
On the OIC hosting, Vice President Jallow said the pre-financing agreement with Espas Motors for the purchase of the 89 executive vehicle for the OIC summit was signed with the Minister of Finance with GPP approval after an open tender. Similarly, some ministers also appeared before lawmakers to provide answers and clarification on issues under their respective ministries. Members of Parliament engaged in rigorous exchanges seeking detailed insights and assurances on various matters. The ministerial responses underscored the government's commitment to transparency and accountability. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliu Cisse.
Still on the parliamentary proceedings, in a statement to the Parliament on the prevalence of the Kush drug in the Gambia, Modu Lamin Ba, the National Assembly member for Banjul North, tasked the Gambia government to act swiftly and decisively to address the threats posed to society by the abuse of the deadly drug. Aliu Cisse again.
The motion by the Banjul Nafna Modu Lamin Ba is in response to the escalating nationwide concern over drug abuse, particularly Kush. Citing rising addiction rates and associated crimes, Honorable Ba is concerned by the surge and alarming dangers associated with the drug Kush. He says efforts to contain or eliminate the drug have fallen short, stressing that the impact is deeply disturbing.
Firstly, that in the recent 3 weeks, 19 clinical cases have been reported by health facilities, causing a current total of 113 cases, showing a 20% increase. 7 new associated suspected deaths from Kush have also been recorded, causing the total to 11, with a case fatality rate of 9.7%. 107 people have been interdicted, the overwhelming majority of whom are Gambians, 73, with an extra 5 new cases recorded.
National Assembly members took turns to share their thoughts on the matter as they expressed their disapproval of the use and trafficking of the drug and call for collective efforts and attitudinal change. Abdullah Sise, the National Assembly member for All Windham constituency and Deputy Majority Leader, encouraged his colleagues to join the advocacy against the practice.
We need to do more sensitization. And I know the anti-crime, the police, through the government have been doing a lot of work. They've been going after the young people. All that they will do is to arrest them and take them to, the police stations. But us as representatives, both members of parliament, councillors, and everyone, what we can do is to organize weekend activities and call these young people at a sporting, center and do a massive sensitization. The use of Kush is a very dangerous substance.
Yaya Menteng Sanyang, the member for Latikunda Sabiji, is disappointed that the issue of Kush wasn't highlighted in the President's State of the Nation address. He was joined by Amy Colley, the member for Fonyi Brevet, in making these recommendations.
Now it's just to advise each other. We are all leaders in our various communities. I will urge the WDCs, World Development Committees, because I had the raw material. The most essential raw material for Kush is human skeleton. And this human skeleton are from our graves. So the WDCs in our various communities should employ immediately workmen in our graveyards to make sure that youths don't access this particular raw material.
Responsibilities. Let the parents be willing to take the responsibility of being a parent. Let us look on our children. We should time them. We know which time they enter in the compound, which time they...
Members advocated more resource allocation to the institutions mandated to combat the use of illicit drugs. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Sise.
More than 1,000 students graduated from Munda Upper and Senior Secondary School at a well-attended ceremony held over the past weekend at the school's premises. Momodu Gajaga was there and this is his report.
These students, dressed in their gorgeous graduation gowns, are set to embark on a new chapter in their scholastic journey as they say farewell to the 9th and 12th grades. Munda Upper and Senior Secondary School was founded in the 1980s and has served as a learning center for thousands of students who have gone on to become productive members of society. The school's principal is Kumba Konjiraba.
This day holds a special importance in the lives of the young individuals here with us. We are gathered here to appreciate and celebrate the accomplishments of our students, especially under the theme, the prospects and potentials of Tibet education. I am confident you will make a great deliberation in respect to our set team. The annual enrollment at Munda continues to rise. Notably, the school has championed the cause for an inclusive education throughout the year.
Munda Upper and Senior Secondary School, one of the country's most densely populated schools, is located in Farato, Kombo South. The school has excelled academically and established itself as one of the institutions providing excellent secondary school education to Farato and its surrounding areas. Babukar Usmaila Juve, the Minister of Trade, Regional Integration and Employment, reflects on his memories of the school.
I am grateful. I have nostalgia. I feel a little bit confused that I am still part of this community. I cannot detach myself. And the reason I left immediately after I was appointed to cabinet was I did not want to have a role conflict. As public service minister, I was supposed to be in charge of all the workers of this country. So I could not be head of an institution when I am holding every institution to account.
Bubakar Tanjigora, who was named overall best student in 90% of the subjects, said how it feels at achieving such a feat.
I feel very excited following the awards I collected. It has been a long time and a tough time for me, but with the dedication I have for education and also, attending classes all the time, I know this is not a surprise for me.
The theme for the graduation ceremony is the prospect and potential of TVET education for young school leavers, was shown with the students displaying a variety of the technical skills they've learned at the school. Mukhtar Dabo, deputizing for the guest speaker, Professor Per Gomez, the Minister of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, spoke on the theme.
As we gather here today, we must reflect on the transformative power of technical and vocational education and training, and its vital role in shaping the future of our nation. In recent years, the government of His Excellency President Adam Barrow, through the Ministry of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, has embarked on a journey to transform and modernize our tertiary and higher education institutions.
There was entertainment by the school choir group and the award of prizes to outstanding students in various categories. Mudu Gajaga, KTV News.
Congratulations to the graduates. Now we will go for a short commercial break, and when we come back, we have local news stories. Do stay.
Hello, boss. Operation launched.
Go on, Bomber, go on.
I don't understand.
What is it, Bomber?
Hello, boss. I don't understand. Amazing discounts on all the best products.
But it's really easy to understand. During Buddy Days, take advantage of exceptional discounts up to 50% on tile, sanitary, and light. From June 29th to July 13th, you will be splurging. Buddy Mat, welcome home.
The future is now with QCell's 5G network. Experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fixed Internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. Your 5G-enabled device. Walk into QCell headquarters to get one of our 5G routers and experience the true feeling of 5G. Only with QCell. QCell brings you the future. Tech, innovation, incredible speed. The future is now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyapus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Thank you for staying with us. This is QTV News and I am Jenna Pasonko. The Lower River Region Schools Mothers Club organized a general membership meeting at the Soma New Lower Basic School to discuss the club's achievements, challenges and the way forward. Our regional correspondent Bakari Balde attended the meeting and he fastened his report.
The school mothers clubs are established in schools across the country to promote the involvement of mothers in the education of their children. On this occasion, in the Lower River region, the Mothers Club executive converged to assess their activities over the past 3 years. Lamin Emel Dabo is the regional gender focal person and the Mothers Club coordinator.
These Mothers Club in the regions, they are playing a greater role enhancing better education in the region. And they also fight against teenage pregnancy, rape, and all other forms of sexual abuses against children or underage or the minors. The mothers are not playing a greater role to make sure that this incident like this stop. And sometimes the parents of the perpetrators, they go to the victims and give them money. Victims want to give them money. That moment, money cannot repair the case, cannot repair the damages done to the minor. So please, when that happens, and we've realized that you have interfered with the evidence, you as the mother or as the parent will sue to court.
Ibrahim So, the principal education officer speaking on behalf of the regional director, outlined the immense contribution of the mothers clubs in the region.
This mothers club, they have been helping schools seriously in so many areas. Intervention in the food area, they provide utensils for schools, they have provided uniforms for schools, they have also paid WAS examination fees in the home economics department for students in schools.
Arabiatu Fofana, the president of the LRR Mothers Club, highlights the intervention of her executive in various schools across the region.
Before help arrived from the government, the Mothers Club provided 46 schools in the region with 60,000 dollars worth of materials. We also bought food items for youths during their football camp at the regional office when we heard they were running out of food.
The Lower River Region Schools Mothers Club is one of the outstanding school clubs in the country. Just last year, they met President Barrow in Mankamangkunda, where they raised a host of issues regarding the club. As enshrined in their mission and vision, this Mothers Club works closely with schools, communities, the Regional Education Directorate, and other stakeholders to provide a conducive teaching and learning environment to every child in the region. Bakari Balde, QTV News.
Now, the Gambia was widely recognized for its dense forest cover with valuable wild trees and a diverse ecosystem. However, this has changed over the time as the country has lost more than 53% of its forests in nearly 8 decades. In the special in-depth investigative report by QTV's Munda Choi, he's been exploring the severity of deforestation in the Gambia, factors responsible for it, its impact on people, and the future of the country's forests.
Encompassing 1/3 of the Earth's landmass, forests are essential sources of food, timber, fuel, jobs and shelter for over 1.6 billion people worldwide. During my visit to Samba Haruna Balde, a beekeeper in the Upper River region, I witnessed firsthand how his livelihood, which relies on beekeeping, is intricately tied to the diversity of trees.
I used to get some honey and sipped and develop my wax and get honey and get honey wax. Then the honey wax, I take it to my trainers. They help me to make soap. Sometimes I used to get many soap, honey soap. Right now, this is my main source of income.
The Gambia once boasted a rich natural vegetation, often described as a forest savanna. According to the National Forest Action Plan 2019-2030, Gambia's forest cover comprised over 81% of the total land area in 1946, with more than 60% classified as dense forest, where tree canopies covered most of the ground. However, by 2018, the country had lost more than 53% of its forest cover. The West Coast region, particularly Fonyi, once known for its dense forest and highest annual rainfall, is now experiencing alarming rates of deforestation. We visited a forest in Sintet, a village in Fonyi Jarol. Walking through the forest with local villagers, we witnessed a landscape on the brink of depletion. Mamadou Inkeba, an environmental activist and founder of Community Action Platform on Environment and Development, CAPED, shared his personal connection to this forest and childhood memories associated with its trees.
So yes, I'm feeling a special connection with this particular tree. It used to be right, beside my mother's rice field. And then, like I said before, we used to sleep or in fact sit under this tree. It used to provide a lot of shade. Seeing this tree down for the interest of few individuals, not a community individual, not communal interest, and not for the common good, it's highly disheartening to see.
As we explored the Sintet forest, we noticed numerous tree trunks of various species, both large and small. Sadly, many of the large trees have been cut down, leaving the smaller ones vulnerable to the same fate. Amadou Ba, regional coordinator of CAPED in the West Coast region, expressed deep concern about the ongoing deforestation.
In these recent days, I visited here just for the past 2 months, and what I saw here today is so disheartening, because we left all these trees we are standing here, but today you can count them as if somebody grew them in a row. You can see all of them are now down. There is nothing that is left here. Even the smaller ones are all cut down.
This is a mahogany tree. Mahogany tree is among the most highly endangered tree species. I mean, the fact that these people are coming for the small mahogany trees is an indication that the bigger ones are already cut down.
The community forest has fallen victim to some of the very villages in Sintet, who, according to the Forestry Act, are legally obligated to protect it in tandem with the Forestry Department. We discovered earth mount kilns used for burning trees to produce charcoal. Aliba, whom I interviewed to understand the forest history, confirmed that deforestation has severely impacted local livelihoods, particularly agricultural production.
I reiterate that I am really very sad. If this trend continues, our future and that of our children will be very bleak. Not only the forests, but even the wetlands. There has been a lot of destructions which have affected rice cultivation. We need government's intervention. We are local people who cannot enforce the laws. The only thing we can do is to show government what is happening.
The felling of forest trees has disrupted the livelihoods of rural farmers, many of whom depend on the forest for income generation. According to official records from 2018, the Gambia lost 97,000 hectares of forest cover over a decade, averaging a 2.3% loss annually. This continued destruction is primarily driven by housing and agricultural expansion.
This even harm the bees. Now the harvest is not like before. Yes, because the forest is dead. Yes, from here to Sabi, Kumbiya, and to Giroba, all the trees are cut where the bees get honey. So now you can set your beehive 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, even 1 year. Your beehive cannot be full of honey because the forest is dead.
The Ministry of Environment is tasked with managing, protecting, and ensuring sustainable forest use. The Environment Minister, Rohi John Manjang, informed us that efforts are underway to amend the Forestry Act to impose stricter penalties for violations.
That is why the Minister of Lands is coming up with first time, the land policy. The land policy dictates where do we actually need to have forests, where do we actually need to have industries, and where do we have agricultures, where also do we have residences, so that people will not mix these uses and affects the encouragement. That is also a key challenge. People are encouraging into the forest and having the forest land, both community forests or government forests, used for something else. But if these things are demarcated and by law put on paper to say that you cannot use this land for this, so all of us are in it together, the Minister of Lands will know that this land is only meant for forests.
The Gambia's 2050 climate vision starkly warns that if current deforestation trends persist, there will be no forest left in the country by 2050. What is the future of our country and a world with a poor forest cover? The answer is catastrophe, because the recent impact of climate change disasters claim lives and affect livelihoods, presenting existential threats to our existence. With the present condition of forests like this one, there is urgent need for a patriotic and national action to protect and restore our forests for a Gambia that is safe for every generation. Mohamed Lamin Choi, QTV News.
This report marks Mohamed Lamin Choi's final report on QTV. We wish him good luck in his future endeavors. Before we leave, let's recap our main headlines. In a parliamentary oral question and answer session today, Wednesday, the Gambia's Vice President Mohamed B.S. Jallow took center stage addressing a wide array of questions posed by lawmakers. In a statement on the matter of the day to the Parliament on the prevalence of Kush drug in the Gambia, National Assembly members task the government to act swiftly to address the threats posed by the deadly Kush drug. More than 1,000 students graduated from Munda Upper and Senior Secondary School at a well-attended ceremony at the school's premises in Farato. The Lower River Region Schools Models Club organized a general membership meeting at the Soma New Lower Basic School to discuss the club's achievement, challenges and the way forward. We brought you an in-depth investigative report on the severity of deforestation in the Gambia, causing the loss of more than 53% of our forests in nearly 8 decades. That is all we have time for in this edition of QTV News. Join us at 10 p.m. for another bulletin. Thanks for watching.